high ground with Q9 spawning on the left side of the map.
Also, just a heads-up play. You talk about the rotation over towards 1-2, and that's just all depending whether or not they actually lose it, as FDX is still finessing for his life. But previous to these gunfights that are currently unfolding from the previous spawn, Stalwart are doing a great job at just keeping Q9 at bay. That said, Q9 do fight back. They're back inside the time once more.
Wing feels like he's got to pop the War Machine and turns into 2 immediately. More around the backside of the truck, but largely speaking, this War Machine doesn't find as much punch as you would figure. It does allow Q9 to flip the map around, though. Pred missile had been spent from FDX, but IG still holding on to his. Here comes the next play forward. Q9 still dealing with decent numbers, but Clove making a mess of it, already on to 2. He has a chance now for Stalwart to continue to break through the chicken coop, but on top is Uling, and that's enough for Q9 to still retain the right side of the map.
Yeah, it's all from that moment. Minu Stalwart just couldn't just idly hang by and just watch all the time go over towards 1, but Q9 punished it. You're able to win the gunfights and flip the spawns for such a heavy rotation. It's a dead even game, 110 to 110. Got to try to find some stuns and nades to get over towards his hop up, but Q9 are starting to shut down the space.
I love this idea, though, from Stalwart initially. Try to just take your full focus down to the bottom of the map, because you technically have a Pred missile to clear out the hard point, but as they get pushed out, now they're just defaulting to playing through the cave, right into the waiting arms of Sun Sparrow. You also have the Purifier playing up, and this is not good. You do not want this if you're looking at it from Stalwart's perspective. IG just trying to desperately throw the Pred missile in, but it's not going to really change the status of the hard point whatsoever. Q9 dominating on this setup around P2.
I mean, such an immediate response to your point there. The moment they got the information, and I mean frame perfect got the information, all of those operators get popped, and even the equalizer from Curly at the end finds 4, and it's just disastrous on P2 for Stalwart Esports, who thought they would have had easy pickings for how that first set started off. Now they trail by 40+.
Without trying to sound too critical, remember that moment, because that was lazy gameplay from Stalwart. They're spawning P4, and instead of taking the long route to try to put more pressure through Temple, they're just defaulting to funneling into a Purifier, an Equalizer, a Sparrow, and if you can't take by my candor, that is an episode of Will It Blend, and Stalwart absolutely will blend. So 167, 110, back over to P3. Stalwart will have a chance with 4 operators of their own to almost do the exact same thing that Q9 did to them.
That one player, Rogue, still over towards P2. At least goes 1 for 1, does LG, but still, from all of those operators, they're still being popped. Look at how many more members for Q9 are currently around the objective, because Stalwart are just getting done. No one's anchoring the back spawns, and then you get flanked. Q9 back in the time.
At least for now, over towards trench side. Sun dealt with. Still more operators at the ready. Equalizer and the Purifier going to be spent. What does it find? It finds nothing? Absolutely nothing?
Oh, no.
And now Uling over the backside with the War Machine could clear up the hard point. Uh-oh. Not what you want. Uling is teeing off. All 5 fall to the War Machine of Uling. Utility. Just 11 seconds needed for Q9. It would have to be the remaining time here for Stalwart plus a full 60 on Newts. Not impossible, just improbable. So now it's down to what do they have left available. Shot up, trying to get the War Machine out, only finds 1 with it. The pinch from Mount G gets an opportunity for the rest of the teammates from the front to start finding success, and this break could very well mean the end.
Still enough time to close it out here, so long as everybody stays around the time. You have to contest if you're Stalwart, and you're going to be walking into a lot of line of sights currently being held. The contest comes through, so we will go new, but there's already a player trying to thread the rotation. Yeah,
1v1 over the top of the jump wall is going to be everything. Pushing forward is Clove. He's able to at least zone out for now. Again, Q9 still holding on to 3 operators. Hit from the front is where largely this is playing, but look at the play over through the jump wall. They're pitching it nicely. Nades and War Machines over the top.
Oh.
This is leading to now an opportunity for Q9 to get the kills that they need to move on forward. FDX still holding on. Skirt needs to be the hero, but can he survive through Curly's Equalizer? Doesn't look likely as he
Equalizer and grenade launcher, that's
Curly with the final moments, and Q9 take a very comfortable win.
It really does say something that even when they're staring down the barrel of having to break through P1 going in towards P2, they had those 3 operators at the end of the previous set of hard points, but then they just waited for the right moment, found some spacing, and then the moment they got inside P2 to call game, that's when you saw the operators being pulled by Q9. And it's those core fundamentals that do make them a very frightening team, because they always have a plan, and they always execute it very, very well, comparatively to Stalwart that did obviously have a plan, but once all of your operators get shut down, only finding maybe at max 2 kills, and then Uling pops the War Machine and finds 6.
Yeah.
It's hard to justify how you can actually work your way back into an APOC hardpoint.
Yeah, I think, just there are some small differences in operator efficiency that was utilized throughout this map. I think in particular that moment from Uling is the highlight bonus one. I think Curly as well, the equalizers was unbelievable. But the thing about it is the macro of how you play the map.
Yes.
You cannot funnel through cave. You just can't. It's a 5v5 map on what was initially a 4v4 map when it was played in the traditional multiplayer. You have to send players on routes. You cannot just run through cave, whether it's P2 or P4. That's a day one mistake, and it's what punishes Stalwart.
Yeah, I mean, you just simply cannot play a card game with inside-out cards, and that's what it generally felt like. It was the definition of insanity. You're forcing yourself into very inopportune gunfights and more inopportune opportunities.
50, bro. 50, 34.
50 and 34 out of Curly. A lot of those coming from the equalizer polls of what we were just talking about. Same for
Yeah.
45 and 25. But you look from top to bottom and just the assist column again coming through. A lot of good team shots were coming through from Stalwart, absolutely. But Q9 just always felt like that they were playing around one another.
Yeah, and I get it. It's tough because if Stalwart were just to have tried to hit the outside routes through Temple, that map may look very different. But the largest stretch of points put together was between P2 and then again over to P4, where Q9 were just dominating the middle of the map. You just got to hit. You have to hit a route. I mean, the common phrase in the COD world that we say is "route man gets paid." No one got paid today from Stalwart because no one was hitting routes. So tough scenes overall. But hey, that's the one thing we talked about.
I mean, it's just how do you not spin this as an uphill battle? Q9 throughout the entirety of the weekend are 4-0. Yes, they've had some at least close escapes.
Đúng, đúng. What took me out of data or something? Haha, yes. I was.
Seven to 2 is how they're beating teams. Whereas on the other side,
a peg being used. They won the game 2-0, but then it was noticed and they didn't argue against it. They said, okay, well, we'll have to go to map number 3. We made that.
and those are the two most played maps in Chinese COD Mobile. So you don't feel great about their chances in terms of winning this through the through the search and destroys.
Yeah, I mean, no, definitely not. You go back to the predictions. That's why even I was the one that at least gave them the benefit of the doubt with taking 2 maps, because if it goes 5, yeah, it's tough to spin it. At Stalwart, super respectable as far as 2 of their wins in search and
Well, thanks for like.
compared with 2 of their losses.
Yeah.
They did get blown out of the water, albeit on a takeoff, 1-7 versus Galaris, who of course are a very good search and destroy team. But kind of gives you a taste of what this one might honestly feel like. To Shift's point, you are sharing the stage with a top 2 search and destroy team on the weekend.
Yeah. And to be fair, this is Stalwart's map pick.
Sure.
And I think if you were to look at
comfort,
other regions playing up against Chinese teams, I think the rule of thumb is you have to win your search and destroy pick. That's what Elevate did when they won CDSI. They won their search and destroy picks and they dominated in the respawns.
Right.
That has to be, I think, the key to victory for every team playing up against X-Rock, Q9, or Wolves when we eventually see them.
Yeah, I mean, the firing range is always kind of a toss-up because, I mean, it's one of those map mode combinations. To your exclaim about Apocalypse Hardpoint, we've had this around for quite some time, so you feel like that there could be some unknown variables potentially for it to come all the way through. Again, when these 2 teams last faced off against each other, which was not too long ago, they did play that Express Search and Destroy, and it ended 9-4. So
yeah, not bad.
I would say that the armor is not impenetrable, but you're definitely going to have to work real hard when it comes down to firing range. Angles. We just want to see good utility being used to unearth some of these positions that you know that the sniper rifles in Q9's hands will be lurking at.
It's just one of those things, like, and it's something to keep an eye on throughout the day, is how often are these teams going to say, let's take the sniper 1v1? Like, let's actually voluntarily square up, see who wins that opening battle, as we're already into the action here in round number 1, and nades have already landed.
MG.
That's over towards the B side of the map, which Stalwart still.
MG Type 19.
Blazing through these walls from Mao G.
Missed it.
He's saying, I've got damage and I'm trying to force the issue, but a late stun does land and gets us to a 4v4.
I don't like how late this assistance might have honestly been, and now that the rotation comes through, you're not even going to be able to find an exit. 4v4, we will wrap all the way back over towards A, but the benefit of doing that tin push, you'll be right back to assist your team for this push.
3 players for Q9 have already committed to playing in the obstacles course, even getting a little bit further forward. Sun able to hit his first shot. Response on the way. Good for IG. Gets 2. Shot's not going to land for Chen as well. So we trade this out nicely if you're Stalwart. 2v1 situation, and shot up is on the long.
Oh, it's a search and destroy, huh?
The question is, Do they have a tally on where Uling has moved towards? It doesn't look like it, but it may not matter because the bomb's being planted at B.
Gonna have to at least get through one before you can find the other. Uling.
Oh, time.
That is actually criminally insane.
Oh, they saw him, though. And shot up is deciding, do I want to play sandbags or want to play inside the site? He's going to opt to play sandbags. Time ticking away, starting to lean back towards B. Difficult 1v2 here for Uling. He's cleared out a lot of the backside of the site, but now here's the difficult part. How do you work your way into the actual bomb site itself? Nade being cooked. This would need to land. And, well, it's in a good spot. It does get a hit marker, in and out. Maybe an opportunity to get the isolation, but the time is running out here. And IG has backed himself into a corner where he's gotten the regen and an opportunity to crossfire, was shot up. A brilliant little bounce back there from Stalwart after losing the first play.
You cannot make up that faith that IG had to have for shot up. I mean, yeah, I would also trust shot up if he had to watch my cross like that. But, you know, it's one of those things you get naded. Typically, our first reaction is just to move. That's the exact play that Uling wanted. But he played into those hands. A nice little bounce back for Stalwart when it seemed that they were down.
Yeah. Opening shot. Okay, shot up also able to find Sun. So an early 5v4. FDX getting at least some consideration for his position. A couple of shots coming out towards him. Still fine and dandy, though, as the defense for Q9 is going to be tested here. One player playing a little bit more aggressively through mid. It's a little bit of a crossfire setup inside of the trailer with Chen on an R9. So he's going to be stuck there for pretty much the rest of the round.
Taking down of Sun, that's a big scope out of the way. As the push starts to manifest all the way through jungle, you do have two defensive players here. Yep. They're guarded by a trophy.
I'll say, trophy system already finding its impact. They're looking for the players deeper. They don't see Uling. This trigger discipline and timing on the peak is brilliant, but the trades are still decent for the side of Stalwart. We go to a 3v2. The flank from IG, decent. That's going to be a good freebie onto Chen. And now you just back up, rotate to A, which is wide open. And the only one left is Curly trying to rotate back through 10.
Timing is everything here in the 1v3. Might not even get a good look as far as an exit, let alone an isolation. Even with having a numbers advantage, Stalwart are not going to give Curly a shot.
Yeah, and the problem with Curly here is he doesn't know if anyone's playing rogue behind him through B still, so it's tough to get proactive.
Someone could get timing outside of wood. So many questions.
So many opportunities. So Curly just has to kind of put the blinders on and just focus forward. First shots are perfect. IG will drop immediately. Now here's the tough part. Smoke out. He gets the first. Almost a chance at the final, but shot up right there for the trade. Holds on, and Stalwart taking early 2-0 edge.
HP advantage, but had the read. Almost had the full-on centering.
Okay.
About another 20 HP? I don't know, maybe. My brain would definitely go there, but what a great opening for Stalwart Esports. Again, going against everything that we've said so far. Q9 kind of get mixed up with what Stalwart are throwing their way.
Different setup here for Q9. Same crossfire setup inside a trailer, but you're going to have number 2 in Mauchi playing top 10 with a passive sniper angle from Sun. Not going to give an offer to take that 1v1 sniper battle early is Q9. So different kind of more reserved identity in this round 3 defense than what we had seen previously.
Just waiting for the timing. Maybe someone could overextend. It's going to be so frustrating for Q9. They do not have the opportunity to try to dictate this pace. But you are on defense. You realistically don't have to move. Late stun going inside of 10. Looked like it did connect, at least on 10, but just a bit outside. Malchi will be happy he is still alive.
Yeah, I mean, he hit him in the elbow. It's just real tough because I don't think you would normally check that angle. Yeah. So the fact that he does, finds the tag, it pushes Mauchi back into the deep side of 10, which now puts a little bit more pressure on this double stack over into trailer, because they will not have anyone watching their mid-cross as much as they had previously. But time is running out here. Lots of nades are still available for both sides, including a defensive retake smoke if they want it from Mauchi. So he's the important one to kind of keep an eye on from the defensive standpoint. This is bold.
Seconds. You gotta go. They're just gonna flood inside a 10. The timing is good enough for Curly.
Machine Pistol Phoenix.
Is not exactly what you love to see. It just swings wide for the 4th. Waited so long for the perfect moment to pounce. It just turns out that pouncing was not the right answer.
Yeah, and I kind of was trying to tally who had thrown what early for Stalwart. It seemed like they would have had plenty of nades still left, but instead of throwing anything into trailer, they just try to flood it. And that double setup on the crossfire is perfect. So maybe the first moment where you look at Stalwart and say, what went wrong there? Lots of nades and smokes being thrown over towards the middle of the map. Different setup again here for Q9. They keep giving us some versatility on what they want to do defensively. This time it's Chen inside of trailer, but with an MG. So he's got to play this a little bit more passively. There's not a lot of help for him unless Curly can find something on his cross.
How much late utility do you still have for the inevitable execute that has to come your way if you are Stalwart? Whatever information they saw previously and from the previous execute that did not go their way, they're wanting to almost play for a combined 4 Chow.
Yeah.
Backside of B.
And the problem about this is Uling is watching this corner, and Mauchi, who was playing mid last round, is here for support. Uling gets taken down. Great stun over the top, allows Clove to go from one to the other. Now the rotation in. You've got a player nearby for Q9, but this late offensive smoke will keep him out of the picture for just a while longer. Most importantly, though, you have another player just hanging in the form of, I think that's Chen, towards A. So this defense is all about, can you get a good one-for-one contact on this eventual hit towards B?
Well, it's because they don't have the information yet. Curly's still playing on this one-off angle. He starts shooting, and, well, will lose their life because of it. So now you got Chen and Sun.
Yeah.
All the way over by Tin. Just trying to figure out how do you break this 2v4.
Yeah, and IG's in a great spot, top 10 here. He is just going to be a killer of time at worst. Couple of tags, slows down this play. Long flank now from Sun. This has to find success. Clears off top, useless. Nothing there. Now it's just down to, can he get the shot over towards Clove? Not going to see it, apparently. Chen is instead going to be at mid. Sun trying to work his way forward, not going to happen, and Chen's not any success through mid. Stalwart's offense looking really solid at this point.
It is, and that's why I posed the question. I was like, I didn't count with all these sprites going across the mini-map on what stuns could possibly be left, but it's that exact reasoning. They're learning from what happened to them previously on that execute, so the late stun allows them to get that much further forward from the damage found previously on Uling. Wonderfully done for Stalwart. Now they have a 2-round lead again.
Early nades on both sides towards B jungle. Trophy's denying a lot of it. That's every single frag has been thrown towards B closet, and Q9 doesn't care. They've got one defender in the form of Mauchi. He's holding deep. Everything else is all about focus in towards middle of the map, and there will be just a slight rotation over for now with Shot Up trying to find some wall bangs. Nothing's going to land for now, and things will once again just go back to the same kind of passive 5v5 that we've had every single round to this point.
Yeah. Again, it comes down to the timing of the execute, utility, everything. Late nade going towards showers. Will dodge FDX narrowly. But you do have trailer control still. You at least have somebody watching the exit over towards wood, but some late utility being thrown over towards B. It's going to alarm some individuals coming back this way.
Clove just gets caught trying to get aggressive. Follow up now, and this hit through closet is going to force Q9 to rotate back. One player will hold towards A, but this is fully a Stalwart hit towards the B site, and they're finding kills everywhere except for on the rogue player at A. Now can they isolate? Sure can. Mauchi will drop. It all is going to come down to what can Chen find on this rotation. He still has a nade available. It's being cooked. Does this land? It's placed in a pretty decent spot. IG's down to a single point of health, but the health from Shot Up is better. Stalwart get 4.
Yeah, that's just a tough situation. You're really hoping for the nade to be able to get enough damage, but still hanging out behind the bomb from that previous push.
Destroy the objective.
Could have gone 2 different ways, even if Mauchi found another kill. Stayed alive for such a long time over by Tires, just was not good enough. Stalwart's offense have Q9 baffled.
Passive once again, different look for Q9. 3-man setup over towards B initially. Tried for just a piece of timing to check outside a closet. Not going to work out for anything. Now the rotation back towards A, thinking, hey, we've shown Stalwart we've got members here at B. Let's rotate back, see if we can catch something on the other side towards A. But again, Stalwart is just happy to play patient. Wait for the 45-second mark before they execute on anything.
Just trying to get as much utility out as well.
What?
The stun over top. And Shot Up will find that first blood onto Chen. Does that open up the A side? I mean, look at the response coming through. They're trying to re-pick up all the way through mid. They're expecting it to come back over towards B, and why wouldn't you? Stalwart have been loving that site so far. Yeah, this is interesting because I think initially Shot Up is looking for the sniper deep. The fact that he flicks down to find Chen in a weird spot is an impressive first blood. And now it's a 5-man stack over towards the other side of the map.
ഇത് മികച്ച ആൾമാരുടെ എടുക്കും ഇവിടെ ഇത്
For Q9's defense. Close.
Yeah.
First one in. MG42 responsible for middle.
chances are very high.
Here all of a sudden as Mauchi is able to turn for 1. That actually stops the bomb from being planted with assistance through mid-map. And for the first time, Stalwart have been a little bit thrown back after this B hit.
Late nade from Uling, and then a great realization from Sun, hey, I should probably check the full flank because G was currently working that way. And the patience, but on the other side, pays off, albeit being first blooded in a very, very crazy way. At least you walk away with 2.
Yeah, and I think for Q9, just to kind of give credit where credit is due in that last defense, they know that they've been stunned up a lot backside of that car on the backside of B towards tires, so they stay even further back away from it. You avoid getting stunned, and those long-range angles end up working out. So we swap the sides. Q9 now on the offense. Initial efforts towards A. There's 3 stuns being tossed, and the hit behind the smoke will start to ensue. Clove has nowhere to go. Extra tags to FDX, and this is going to lead to a plan.
Should. Even a late nade should confirm it. There's going to be a little 1v1 outside of wood. IG would be able to really throw a wrench into this post point. Should he find this kill, but the timing's not favorable.
Not at all. Mauchi's taking the long route as well.
I love that.
Yep. It seems to be somewhat transmitted to the stalwart, and they will take down Uling initially. Shot up. I believe he knows that Chen's in the corner. Smoke will come down. This is your retake smoke. Chen has been stunned as well. Here comes the play forward, but do they have an idea that Mauchi's playing behind them? Shot up needs a turn. He does find the kill. Now it's all about what's in front of you. Chen in the corner. Good for the first and then the second. Beautiful read from Chen. Initially looked like he was going to be isolated, but not the case as he finds the final 2.
Pretty stark comparisons as far as how offenses like the first 30 seconds go in their fight range offenses. No hesitation. Able to push all the way across the test dummies. Getting right in towards that A-bomb site. From there on out, it was truly Q9's round to lose. Now they only trail by 1.
Heavy stack in towards wood behind the smoke at the moment for Q9. Just waiting to see if they can maybe isolate over towards top 10 or at least clear it in some regard. And they will say, okay, no contact here. Let's get to work setting up over for, again, this A hit. And this is another thing to kind of keep an eye on. Q9 in their last round, it's 3 stuns and a push, then a plant. As soon as you get the site opened up. That is, again, just textbook Call of Duty, and they're setting up for the same thing again. There's the frags over the top, trying to delete the trophy systems. Doesn't fully work out. There's the offensive smoke behind him, and Clove steps up and goes 1 for 1. That'll slow down the push.
Even the delayed nades that came over the top to kind of mask this push still allowed 1
Oh.
for 1 at the very least, but now they're getting the heck out of dodge. They're leaving Mauchi behind, but IG able to at least get back inside of wood. Can't walk away with a kill now. 4v3.
Yeah, keep in mind how this round has gone.
100 ആയിരുന്നു തോന്നുന്നു.
Attack smoke is supposed to be the
ഇത് വേണം കേൾക്കാണ്.
So Clove going 1 for 1 stops everything. IG is going to need to learn that as soon as their execute is foiled, they're going to wrap back. So he gets a little bit punished for that. And off that elimination, Q9 will still get a plant together. Flash over the top, not going to allow for too much for Stalwart, but they still pick up onto 1. Chen holds.
3-4 ഞാൻ വിചാരിച്ചത്
There's a 1v1 to the other side.
ഈസിയിൽ എടുക്കുന്നതാണ്.
I love the help. It's just so damn good. Skurd, now last one left, 1v3, nowhere to go. Talk about trusting your teammates.
But it's even more like it's the visual representation that you get to see on always thinking about the future. Hey, I need help. I need to stay alive. Even if they do have numbers, just giving up the previous angle Mauchi comes to keep his teammate alive is so important because that teammate over by Showers is the clutch position should something happen from the push out of American. So again, just Q9, always playing for the future. It is brilliant. We now have a tie game.
Aggressive nades defensively through B at jungle. Nothing's going to land, but Q9 will need to consider the opportunity that maybe one of the Stalwart members have pushed through jungle. So they're going to have to play a little bit more passive on this approach, at least initially, to take care of that potential concern. And they may even try to re-clear jungle before they actually form their eventual hit.
Again, always have to ask the question, do you see some utility for Q9? It's going to shroud this push. 2 players still left behind, worried about the push all the way over by Woods. You have a preview over here.
Oh, and then this is what I'm talking about. Q9 know that Stalwart are likely playing forward behind those aggressive nades. Skurd in trouble, does back up to a little bit more safety. He's got a player on his cross towards B, and at the same moment, ooh, the push forward from Clove. He should know there's some sort of a track backwards. This comes down to what the timing looks like. He finds himself in the enemy lines, has 1 lined up, but he can't finish the kill. Oh no, looked like he was about to blow the play wide open. Instead, now Q9 can re-hit towards B.
Even the slightest little bit of trigger discipline probably could have let 3 pass before they checked that one little corner. 2v3, numbers for the defense.
Got a hit. First shot misses for shot up. Yeah, and he knows there's not going to be a second chance, not with Sun still alive. Smoke out. This should lead to a plan. I just love how Q9 commit. We use our utility, we plant behind it. Give yourself an advantage. Exactly. Nice Nice snap from FDX. Now has the Fennec in hand. Here comes the Flood. They have not seen Curly yet. This would be a 1v3, but as they clear the site, they know he has to be playing in towards mid sandbags. Do they have the opportunity to double hit this? Okay, for a second it looked a little
works,
dicey.
but it works, but you really didn't have
Natural
the opportunity to be able to clutch that play, isolate it just like that. But I do love the reciprocation, like we were talking about. I also am very appreciative of how Q9 have no hesitation. They are decisively taking over the site once they realize that they do have an opportunity to do so. Yep. Stalwart on that retake, even in a 3v2, do not hesitate themselves. Just get back inside the closet, try to overwhelm them with their numbers, albeit to that last 1v1 was a little strange, but nonetheless, Stalwart take the lead right back.
This is a really important round right here.
Yes, it is.
For Stalwart, it gives you a chance to say
മനസ്സിലായില്ലേ ഉണ്ണി?
Q9 likes to do on their offense, and we can adjust to it. And I love the idea of this. They're playing counter flash positions on A. These hits towards A for Q9 have been nades to destroy trophies, smoke and flash beyond that, get the quick plant. Now you're playing back, so you have a chance to counter nade this execute if Q9 show their hand by way of those 3 flash executes.
Early nades, stuns, won't connect past the test dummies. A nade gets yeeted out in response for Q9, which won't come up with anything at all. But your biggest problem is the angle that FDX is currently playing as well. How do you get FDX out of this position?
You don't.
You just got him.
You have to smoke it and hope he doesn't hit. That's all it is.
That's another good play.
Here we go. There's the smoke. There's the nades. This is all about trying to destroy the trophies. Next will be the stuns. And this is now where all of a sudden Stalwart has to be throwing counter nades. They should know that, yep, here comes the counter nades are perfect. Oh, it's beautiful. I love it. Stalwart have learned their lessons, and they're playing 4D chess. Sun tries to do what he can, but
1v1.
it's a beautiful response for
അല്ല 1v3 ആണ്. 1v3.
He has to be coming from mid, but actually elects to rewrap through the test dummies. But the timing is just terrible. You know that the bomb has been dropped over here. You have trailer control. Shot up. Just has to swing upon the confirmation, even the angle being tossed out over by barrels. And it is just harmonious search and destroy being played on the main stage here on a Saturday. Good stuff for Stalwart Esports, realizing that Q9 do rely on their late utility through the smoke to be able to get them their execute and get them their win condition on offense. And it's just as simple as hold on to a couple of nades and stuns yourself, or retake it very quickly.
I love it. I don't know who makes that call for Stalwart, but someone internal to the Stalwart organization, give that guy a freaking bonus. Unbelievable play call. And now they're setting up for another full retake, but they could do this through mid.
Yeah.
They're not stacking towards America or Tin. They may try to wrap on trailer here.
It's looking like it's going to have to be a mid retake, at least through mid. You do have at least one player. Curly is watching that. He's going to get damage on the cross. Not expecting for this angle to be held, but win condition set here for Q9 to get 5.
Sun watching the long flank, misses the first set of shots. Still has a safe angle to play off of. Up close and personal, FDX gets the gloves up. Sun still in trouble. This could still work. Repinch on the way from FDX. Does he get timing? No, it's being watched by Uling. Chen still holding with the KRM inside a trailer, and he will find the final shot to keep this thing tight.
And the timing there on the retake of the last 2 alive for Stalwart Esports was just not good at all. I mean, IG was still clearing everything over by showers, but you're still trying to quickly, with a blaze of glory, try to get inside a trailer. It's just missed timing, but definitely an opportunity for Stalwart to try to yoink that round away. But Q9 keep it interesting. They keep it within 1. Stalwart still up on that point.
Oh, how about this, though? Q9 looking to get aggressive, but Stalwart have also stepped up. The problem is Club just cannot get the MG to hit enough. More nades on the way from both sides. Both are finding value. Q9 would need to clear out trailer here, and now FDX, he's just sending it! Oh my goodness! He's able to connect on to 2, but there's no follow-up from shot up as Q9 get us to overtime.
Gotta reach 8 now. Could be here for a while. Strap yourselves in. It's going to be a wild ride. The more that these teams play against each other in the past 12 rounds, they have been learning more and more on what each other like to do. Back to the offense now for Stalwart Esports, who do love to hold off for about a whole minute, but that might change things. Nice nade.
Yeah. Just a little bounce pass inside a trailer will work out. And if you're Stalwart right here, I would love for you to find a little bit more pressure onto A. You don't have your smoke anymore, so there's no chance to dive into trailer. But can you put a little bit of pressure towards back barrels? You know that that's where the only defense could be at A, and instead, They're going to try to see if they can take their numbers advantage towards B. It just comes down to, can they clear these players out backside of the site?
It is very different than what we have seen previously. Stun stains over the top. The MG42 can only go 1 for 1, but it's Curly back behind the boxes. Also has the read on the third, and it sits since nearby.
That's a risky call from Stalwart. We'll talk more about that in a moment, as they still have to commit onto this B site. Curly has kept the car push safe, so you know that if Stalwart are still here, they're likely in closet. That's exactly what's happening. A couple of tags from Uling will confirm, but they will back off thinking that this is going to be, you know, if they were to play this, they're going to re-wrap back, and as Chinese Search and Destroy often leads towards, it's going to be a 3v2. Let's play our numbers together.
Yeah, just play the 3v2 retake. Might be a 2-1 split once they do get the mutual information, but here's the hesitation coming through, at least for IG and FDX. They've just been expecting somebody to egregiously overchow, and they've given up the entirety of the map. They're never going to expect this full flank to come through when it does.
Yeah, they have cleared tires, though, so FDX can try to get back over towards the car. He's going to have an angle, but it's not going to work out. Q9. It's such a good call. And I love the fact that you call it, they're playing just for a retake, because they know that Stalwart don't have numbers. Right. They know they have to clear deeper and decide if they want to get a plant. What does that mean?